This is a really simple one. It's a really wide open one. It's one that people will want us to talk about. I'm purposely putting this in ugly, Vince. The ugly point is what people's expectations appeared to be at this Dallas event around s1mple playing in FaZe. Because, bro, I'm a massive s1mple fan. People will know this. I actually would have maybe even expected a slight step slower than he was here. I thought this would be the warm-up event to get him to the major. And then, I think the joke is it's actually only the last sort of map or two that he looked bad. The first game where they lost, he looked fucking awesome. The second game, he was actually genuinely just good. Like, if you watched the second series they played and took the nameplates off, you would just believe that was a top 5 or 6 AWPer in the world, mate. He was legit. Yeah, he fell apart at the end, as FaZe did as a team, and gave up that game to Heroic. But I actually think, what I want to ask people for real, we were talking about this on Hot Take Point made yesterday, is like, what do you expect s1mple to do after all that time off? Like, was he really, like, I feel like for real, fans were being a bit stupid, and they were doing that thing where it's like, if like Ronaldo misses a penalty now, and you're a Messi fan, you go, see, that proves he wasn't the GOAT. It's like, the GOAT debate about 10 years ago, they're all washed as fuck playing in like America and Saudi, mate. Like, so I feel like people actually wanted from match 1 him to instantly be battling Zero and Monacy for like #1 in the world or something. Because again, when I watch these games, like, what more did people want from the first event? Like, that's why I put it as ugly. I'm not going to glaze him and say he's like already a top 10 player. Of course he isn't. But at the same time, mate, bearing in mind the real job he had was replace Brokey, who was underperforming. I think he did it. I think, in fact, at the end of this event, I said it, people are going to think it's copium. My first thought when this event ended was, being a Skulls as a pure stand-in, put Rain back in, load up the major, let's fucking go. I'll take this FaZe roster, mate. And also, as Maui's famous point goes, the way you know s1mple has crazy cultural impact is, 1, did you see the viewership of that first game? This motherfucker's carrying the entire world of CS. Like, him playing an opening round matchup was the sort of viewership you'd get for like a Cologne semi-final or something insane. And then secondly, like, just s1mple being back, this is why I can get why the fanboys overreact. It does make you suddenly, like, the gravity of what that he brings is crazy. In some ways, we've never escaped the event horizon of s1mple. Like, the second he steps back in the server, you have to watch. Who couldn't? So what do you think, Vince? What do you think of the expectations, where FaZe, s1mple, where they at? Where's it all at, mate?
Yeah, I thought it was unrealistic, especially considering, as you touched on, like, obviously you have Skulls there as well, so it's not just a case of s1mple's, filling in with the full core FaZe lineup. It's like you got 2 stand-ins effectively, with s1mple obviously going to be taking part in the major and everything. So that's going to have massive consequences and reverberations in terms of strategies and tactics and how the players play off each other. Plus, Rain is known as being one of the best teammates out there. Every single person that plays with this guy says how great he is to play with, how easy he makes things. And additionally, Carrigan has literally came out after Elise joined and said, right, Rain is playing an entirely different position now. He's going to be more of like this flanking lurker type within the team. So Rain not being there is a really big deal on a multiple fronts. I do think it was unrealistic and unfair to expect him to suddenly be like the CS GOAT all over again. I think it is fair, though, to have some doubts and maybe some concerns. Does he want it enough? Are we going to see a s1mple that is all in? Because he's had a couple of, dips in the pool with Falcons in the past that didn't really pay out too well. I personally got a lot of flack after not having too much confidence in him at the Copenhagen RMRs when he was playing with Falcons. I said I wasn't sure that it was going to magically fix them, and it didn't. So I think that it's fair to have some reservations about can he get back to that level. But this event isn't the one to judge him off, because, like, realistically, what you expect FaZe to win the tournament? You expect him to do it with Skulls and s1mple, like, stepping in without Rain? Like, that's an absurd ideal to have in your mind. Of course they're not. And I agree. Like, he landed a really sick 4K on Mirage. And it was like he hadn't skipped a beat. He hadn't missed a moment. So, yeah, I think it's positive. Get Rain back in. Let's see what this team's got, because I'm excited, man. I think this could be the shot in the arm they needed. Have you guys seen the documentary, by the way, that FaZe released with Carrigan?
It's actually really good.
It seems like so much of it was mental. It was like the CS depression that was creeping in. And having a player like s1mple, sure, in the past, maybe he's been like, I really despise this word, but like toxic to the environment that he was playing in. I think he's a more matured guy now. I don't see that happening. They also made a bit of content where they were having a jab and like a laugh at it with him and Liege, where he was calling him bot when they were playing in duo queue together, which was actually kind of funny. But yeah, he could be the shot in the arm, the real energy that they've been lacking for the last 6 or so months, because no one's going to doubt that this FaZe team, with Carrigan's leadership, when you have veterans like obviously Rain alongside him, and you have great talent like Elige and Frozen, with s1mple can't win games. Of course they can, but maybe just like temper your expectations a little bit, guys, because s1mple's not going to just come back and suddenly be the cure that FaZe has been looking for. It's going to take a bit of time.
I mean, yeah, the expectations for him are just ridiculous, but that's what happens when you're the Michael Jordan of CS. When you make a comeback, everybody expects that you're just going to drop 30 kills, carry the game, be the best player ever. It's completely unrealistic, but even worse is the fact that mostly ZywOo fans coming in at s1mple, and they always have to run this, like, you know, attack on him not being great, where it's like, I mean, ZywOo wasn't that hot in the beginning when he switched to an English-speaking lineup. So, and he wasn't that hot in the very beginning of CS2 either, like the first handful of series. So, I mean, people are going to always be reactionary, jump at it. I mean, admittedly, I would probably be too in some regards, in some aspects. You know, if he was really bad, I would probably be down on him. But this was a completely serviceable tournament for him, and yeah, he didn't have the best time in their third matchup, but I mean the first two were versus BC game. I mean, he just smurfed on him, and versus and I think that's also pretty telling that if you can basically smurf on a team that is never really pinned at doing much at an event, but just like the last place team, and they are not giving you a hard time, you at least know you're a cut above in terms of your skill set. So he proved that to me, and Skulls was, I'll run a little bit of a defense for still. I mean, I think Skulls sold that A bomb side on Mirage so many times that s1mple caught off guard that he was getting shot in the side when it's like, isn't my A anchor supposed to let me know that this is even possible? Like, yeah, he looked confused though. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he looked as almighty as he was in the past. That would be ridiculous. He did miss some shots too in Mirage that, you know, he otherwise felt like he shouldn't have. They felt like they were more on the side of, like, I'm not gonna say sitters, but they were definitely on the 6 to 7 out of 10 difficulty shots, which he used to hit a lot. But I'm still incredibly hopeful for him to do well here, and for Rain to be of more assistance than Skulls was when he's playing in tandem with s1mple. It's a fun, ugly point because the fans are always just going to be rabid when it comes to him on both sides. He's one of the most polarizing figures ever in terms of viewership, if you really want to get into it. Like, the playoffs of Dallas, which happened yesterday, the first round at least, the Mongols Aurora game, which is, you know, 2 of the top 6 teams in the world, and then a Falcons Gamer Legion game, which went to map 3. The peak of that stream in terms of viewership was on the Twitch stream was 59,000. Okay, for s1mple's coming back game, it was over 150,000. It almost 3x'd in an opening round matchup what a playoff matchup that went 3 maps did. Like, that's where it's just like, it's to say that you could have a lot of opinions about s1mple as a player, but I would go as far to say objectively him being in Counter-Strike is good for the sport. Okay.
Agreed.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.